Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my interesting setup. Today I come to you with a bare face because I wanted to share my skincare routine that I put together with The Ordinary products. The Ordinary, for those who don't know, is a skincare brand owned by Decium, the parent company, and this is their most affordable and simple skincare brand. This means that they make products that have a smaller ingredient list and more focused on one or two actives instead of having a big library of actives in one product. I find that this is a very, very good way to target specific problems in your skin and be able to layer multiple products and be able to then target different problems of your skin. I personally have combination oily skin with a little bit of rosacea. As you can see, my cheeks are quite red for themselves, but the center of my face gets really, really oily during the day. And this brings for a bit of a difficult way to treat my skin in the sense that right now, the thing that bothers me the most is the oil. The rosacea I'm not treating at all because when I'm using calming products, those are usually quite nourishing and thick, and those actually aggravate the oiliness of my skin. And the rosacea I usually, well, first of all, ignore often or just cover with foundation. So that is not a big issue for me. At some point in my life, I would definitely like to find a way to calm my cheeks without compromising the oil balance in my skin. But I'm also not a person that's gonna apply a little something here, something in the middle every day. That is a bit too much. I tried, that was not my thing. So I put together a skincare routine that I think targets all of the little problems of my skin and has given me great results so far. One of the latest things is that this month I have had a first time ever a huge pimple here on under my cheekbone, and I think that was due to my bad dirty makeup brushes, but I didn't have time. I'm not gonna make excuses anyways. And it was really big, it was really thick. I thought this would leave the hugest scar ever. And with my skincare, I managed to actually have it faded in a few days. I was so impressed. And that brought me also to change a little bit the things I was doing. But let's get into it then. In the morning, I like to have a very fresh base and I like to target indeed the oil. So I want to have a balancing or mattifying type of routine. I start with, of course, washing my face. I use a Murad cleanser right now, but that is not the point of this video. Depending on the time of the month and the state of my skin, I use one of these two serums, and these will come back multiple times. This one here is Salicylic Acid 2% solution. This is a topical and spot treatment with salicylic acid, of course, and this goes to target inside your pores and bring out the gunk, and it is an acid. So this will exfoliate your skin, but instead of being like the AHA acids, this BHA dissolves oil and is able to penetrate inside your pores. So if my skin is doing really badly and is really clogged, then I will use this all over my skin or locally on my spots. But I have used, I think this was my second bottle of this of the salicylic acid, and I definitely love it. It's an active that works very well for my skin. When my skin is doing better and I feel like it's quite good and clean and there's no active breakouts, I will use the Nicinamide 10% with Zinc 1%. This serum is magic. It's really, really good at balancing out the skin, and I am now out of it and I'm going to repurchase as soon as I can because this is a very, very good overall serum for people who want to balance the skin. Its actives are very good both for combination and oily skin, and yeah, absolutely recommend this one. I also know friends of mine who cannot live without, so I absolutely love my niacinamide serum. Now I wear one or the other of these two, but in the morning I also love to have a vitamin C serum to brighten the skin. I have finished and used very successfully this Ascorbyl Glucoside Solution 12 Now, I chose this over multiple different formulations of vitamin C derivatives that The Ordinary makes because it is a lightweight serum. It is not very thick, and that works well with the fact that I have oily skin and I don't want thick things on my skin. So this, however, I will use not together with the niacinamide because they hinder each other's effects, and the website of The Ordinary definitely specified not to use vitamin C with the niacinamide. So I have used this when I wasn't using the niacinamide. I love this serum. It is very lightweight, and I am missing it actually in my routine because I moved on to buy, instead of a vitamin C serum, to use together with my niacinamide. I thought I'll get another antioxidant, a little bit of a different approach to the same problem. And I bought the EUK 134 0.1%. Now this is a water-free, high-potency antioxidant formula, and I actually did a little bit of research. I found it very interesting to read a bit about the chemistry, and as far as I can remember, this is one of the few molecules that is self-regenerating. Once it takes care of the oxidants on the skin and the radicals on the skin, then it can actually reactivate itself. So I wanted to love it. On paper it was amazing, but it is a very thick oil. So, okay, maybe not very thick, but for me it is in oil form. As you can see, maybe it is quite thick and oily, and it actually left my skin feeling quite oily. So unfortunately I bumped this out of my routine in the morning because I can't have that type of oil on my skin before I even get through my skincare. I actually saw that it was affecting the way my foundation looked on my skin, so unfortunately I put this aside. However, I do really like the Ascorbyl Glucoside 12%. This is, I think, the second most expensive vitamin C that they have, and I think it's still around 12-13 euros. And I finish my morning routine with an eye cream, a moisturizer, and a sunscreen, and that's about it. I am not using any of The Ordinary products because they have the natural moisturizing factors moisturizer, but it's very heavy. My skin was sweating underneath it, so that I passed along to someone with a bit of drier skin, unfortunately. And sunscreen, I am still using my La Roche-Posay like last year, but I am waiting for The Ordinary to bring out their own because they have been on their website as coming soon. So I'm waiting for their oil control SPF 30, I believe, to put into my routine. Moving on to PM. PM, I oil cleanse to remove all my makeup, then I use my Murad cleanser to cleanse my skin, and then I move on to treatments. I usually start with the retinoid, and from The Ordinary I use the advanced retinoid 2%, and this is their old nomenclature. Now they call it something different. I think the Granactive retinoid emulsion, I want to say, and it's just called differently but in the same form. This is a nice and lightweight emulsion, and it is not very thick. It is not in an oil base, which is the difference with the other retinoids they have. Now I think most of them are in a squalene base, and that is an oil that I then add at the end of my routine, but I want my retinoid first before I add any other treatment so that it can penetrate deeper and have more effect on my skin. Whether that is true or not, I don't know, but that is at least the way I like to wear it. And yeah, I really like this, and I will repurchase it for sure. And I recommend this if you don't want anything very oily and rather prefer a lightweight texture. As I mentioned earlier, I had this really big pimple here, and I had bought time ago the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus hyaluronic acid, and I had never used it very much. It is targeted to reduce the appearance of spots and hyperpigmentation. So I had actually bought it for, I have some darker spots under my eyes that come out when I wash my face, and I thought this would help. And since I'm not a person to use 25 creams on my face, in different places, where I do all my face in different layers, let's say, I had put this aside. Then when this pimple came out, I started using it again, and oh my god, the effect of this is amazing. My skin has cleared out and uniformed the color very, very well, except for my usual rosacea. But I am so in love with this. Now I use it all over my face as a serum in the evening, and I definitely recommend it if you have hyperpigmentation that is visible and that you want to treat. I didn't believe in it until I saw it work on my pimple. I was so impressed, so impressed. Then I will try to target some of signs of aging and dehydration that I may have, and I have so far used the Buffet, which is a multi-peptide serum, and this is very, very nice. It feels very hydrating, it feels really good on the skin, and my skin feels very plump with it. This is also finished, unfortunately. I have not repurchased this only because Brandon, the owner of Deciem, has sneak peeked on Instagram at some point that he is going to add copper peptides to this Buffet because they give such great results, as you can see with the case from the Nicinamide brand, but that's very expensive. This is, I think, around 15 euros, and for my signs of aging, I think it has done very good things. So I'm waiting to repurchase this, but I'm definitely missing it. Buffet is definitely something that I recommend any skin type to pick it up. The final step of my evening skincare is then an oil. I have oily skin, but I think oils feel very, very nice, better than creams, to be honest, on my face. I cannot use them during the day because it will just sit on top of my face, but I really like them at night because I feel like they really protect the skin and deliver a lot of hydration. So I am now using the 100% plant-derived Squalene, and this is the lightest weight of their oils. You could also use a rosehip oil that they have, for example, that is a bit thicker, but it contains vitamin A and good active for your skin in general. It helps balance, it helps renew the skin. I wanted to try the Squalene because it's a lightweight oil and I like lightweight oils, and I've been liking this so far. I've worn it all over, and whatever is left over I rub on my hands, and I'm a happy camper. So this is actually my daily routine. I know it seems like a lot, but I'm just used to applying these things, and I use 2 treatments in the morning, and then I use 2 to 3 treatments and an oil in the evening. Then once in a while, I want to say a couple of times a week, but actually it's just when I remember, I will use the vampire mask. No, this is the AHA 30% and BHA 2% peeling solution. This is a 10-minute treatment that is one of the most effective acid masks that I have ever tried. This is a red colored liquid, and you just apply it on your skin and it will look red, and you will look like a vampire. You've probably seen multiple people on Insta stories or so showing it off. Me too, because it looks so weird. But it's amazing. It really tingles. So you need to let your skin get used to it, I want to say. The first time I used it, I think I had it on for 2 minutes and I had to take it off. It was really, really burning my skin. And then I started using it a few minutes more the week after, and a few minutes more the week after. But this leaves your skin so smooth, it's incredible. I alternate this to the Pixie exfoliator that I also really like, that is glycolic acid based. But yeah, I just really, really like this. I definitely recommend it for any skin type. This is one of the best acid masks that I have ever found. Now for another product that I actually have in my stash, but I haven't used it yet. This is the ordinary Azelaic acid suspension 10%. So this is a brightening formula. It's supposed to uniform your skin tone, help with texture. It's an acid as well, and it's in a silicone base. Now, I have not tried this yet. I would try it in the evening because I'm a bit afraid that the silicones will then make the rest of my skincare and makeup go on a bit weird. But I am definitely going to try it, and this is next once my other treatments in the evening are done, I will insert this instead. And then I want to add here, just because, my wish list for The Ordinary. So these are things that I would like to buy, either once they're available or once I have space in my routine. I have always wanted to add a hydration step, and I was using Buffet for that, but Buffet is now out. The new formula is not on shelves, so I wanted to pick up a hyaluronic acid formula, and they have just released the marine hyaluronics. These are a formulation that is a little bit lighter, and it will be better for absorbing into the skin fast and not leaving any residue on top of it. And yeah, I'm just very curious to see, because oily skin comes from an imbalance, and often if you increase hydration, your skin will reduce the amount of oil that you produce. So I want to go that way. And as I mentioned earlier, the rosehip oil, once my squalene is over, I think I want to move to the rosehip oil again. I used to use the pie one, and I liked it good enough. It was a love-hate relationship. It made my skin feel good, but I didn't like the way it felt on my skin. But then again, I go to bed with it, so I don't really feel it for that long. Then I would like to add the Argilerine Solution, 10%. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That is to target dynamic folds in your skin and to prevent them from becoming permanent wrinkles, let's say. And I have one here especially that is actually visible also when I don't frown. I want to prevent 11s from forming. I have already a little bit of wrinkles around my mouth and under my eyes, and it's inevitable. I'm over 30. It's all fine. But if I could have a serum, something that will actually help me prevent them from becoming more visible, then I am definitely willing to give it a try. So that's on my wish list as well. And as I mentioned earlier, their SPF with oil control, I'm really curious to try that, as well as the new Buffet formulation with copper peptides. That, I think, sums up my skincare routine with The Ordinary, what I actually found that works very well for combination oily skin. As you can see, my skin is pretty, I don't know, normal. I haven't been breaking out a lot in a very long time. I have the occasional breakout, of course, as I mentioned, but it's usually either that time of the month or me being irresponsible and not washing my brushes often enough. But for the rest, I've been really liking, and all of these products are so inexpensive. As I said, the most expensive I think is Buffet, and that is 15 euros. So absolutely loving this. And I have now moved a little bit further, and with Black Friday I picked up a Hyaluronic set for oily skin, and I will let you know how I get along with that one. There's 3 products there. I have already added one since my niacinamide is finished in there, the pore control serum, and that has niacinamide in it, plus other things. So that is the next step brand from The Ordinary. You go up one step and there's Hyaluronic, and then you find Niod and more expensive and more complicated and thought about products. Let me know if this has been useful for you in any way. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helps a little. I know the website is absolutely crazy, but for a scientist like me, it's heaven. I could be on The Ordinary website all day, making little tweaks to my routine, adding something here, taking out something there. I am really happy for the way they have structured it. I really like it. And as you see, I was reading from my notes. I have everything jotted down because it's a bit of a complicated thing and you need to know what is used when and where. The Ordinary you can find from their own website. They have shops all over the world right now. Not where I am, but I know London. I've been to one in Toronto that was really fun. And in different places in the US, they're definitely expanding. And I know there's a lot of drama going on with Brandon being a little bit all over the place on Instagram. But as far as I've heard from Caroline Herons and others, it seems like it's just his personality. And he has been very successful with launching the ACM. So let the man do himself and let's see how that goes. just in case, I might just order backup of all my favorites. And yeah, let me know if you use any ordinary products and how you're going on with them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!